Hello, dear friends. Friday, May 2nd, 2025, about 10 degrees Celsius, about 50 degrees Fahrenheit today. How you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. I want to go over a few points from the Book of Wisdom, chapter 8. Last video we did chapter 6, and then I skipped chapter 7 because that was the first one I did. I don't know if that makes sense or not. I'll mention one more item from chapter 7 at the end of this video. But for now, chapter 8, Solomon is referencing wisdom as a feminine. He says, she stands strong from one end of the world to the other. She is a marvelous governor over everything in between. And he goes on, I'm not going to share the whole chapter, but he goes on to describe the female characteristics of wisdom. He says, I loved her, I sought her out, I sought to make her my bride, and on and on and on. And I guess he thought that way a lot because, according to the Old Testament, Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines. And later in his life, the blame is put on his many wives for turning him towards the gods that they worshipped. He had a lot of foreign wives, and they worshipped these other gods, and so he ended up following their practice and worshipping these multiple gods, which of course upset the God of the universe, the original God that gave him wisdom in the first place. And God came to him and said, you're going to lose your kingdom because of this wickedness that you've done, and so on and so forth. But we're not going to talk about that here today. So he goes on and talking about how wonderful wisdom is, and she teaches what is right. There's some notes here that says, interesting, that it says that she trains people to learn moderation and practical wisdom. She trains people to learn moderation. That's the first time we hear this direct reference to the concept of moderation and how valuable it is. She teaches them what is right and how to exercise courage. Nothing is more advantage than these things: moderation, practical wisdom, courage. Nothing is more advantageous than these when it comes to human existence, Solomon says. And he goes on and talks about how wonderful the different things that wisdom can do. And then he goes on and says, for these reasons, I decided to bring her to live with me. He's talking again like one of his wives. He's quite the ladies' man, as they say. And he talks about all the benefits of having wisdom and dealing with other people and in his leadership roles. And he goes on and says how wonderful it is. And at the end, he talks about unending wealth comes through the works of her hands, and practical intelligence comes through being well acquainted with wisdom. And then he finishes the chapter 8 of the Book of Wisdom by saying, but I knew there was no way I could possess wisdom unless God gave her to me. And to know this was also a mark of intelligence. So I came before the Lord and pleaded with him. And in chapter 9, we're going to read, we're going to find out what he actually pleads before the Lord. And as I said, I'll just finish up with this blurb from the previous chapter, chapter 7, when Solomon is describing wisdom. I really enjoy how poetic he was in describing her. He said, in describing wisdom, her spirit is insightful, holy, unique, diverse, refined, kinetic, pure, spotless, transparent, harmless, delighting in what is good, sharp, unstoppable, overflowing with kindness, delighting in humans, steadfast, secure, not anxious, all-powerful and all-seeing. Her spirit can be found in every spirit that is perceptive, pure, and refined. So Solomon certainly had a way with words. Now that is the Common English Bible translation, and but I bet if you were to look at any other translation, you would see a similar depth of poetry and extrapolation and descriptiveness that is, you could say, in generally beyond what is what we are most used to in common everyday discourse or in common everyday writing for that matter. You don't usually see such excellence in describing his thoughts on wisdom. So there you go. Solomon, that's chapter 8. We'll continue on next week. I do have a couple of other books in the pipeline that I'm going to be examining. One of them is by J.D. Vance, the current VP of the United States. I'm going to be reviewing his book. And also, I'm going to do a review on a very, not extremely old, but I know it's been around for a long, long time. And that's the book called Liar's Poker by, I forget his name now. Michael, I forget. But I have those in the pipeline. And I look forward to digging into those probably over the next few weeks or maybe the next month or two. We'll see how that goes depending on what else I have on the go. But thank you so much for watching. God bless you. I hope you're able to spend time with people you love, and I hope you're able to ask God for wisdom to help you in your life, because according to Solomon, it basically is the answer for everything, right? Maybe he's exaggerating a little. Maybe we need wisdom and love and other things that we need. We need our friends, right? We need our family. We need our health, right? Wisdom is not going to help you too much if you don't have your health. And for all these things, we're dependent upon God. Wisdom can contribute to health for sure if you take good care of yourself and listen to what your body needs. But yeah, no matter what we need or what we want, God has the best provision for us, and He is our source. So thank you for watching. God bless you. Have yourself a wonderful day. We'll talk to you again real soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.